This is my last half day in Suzhou, and now I am going to the Silk Museum. This is a temple on the way to the Silk Museum. Oh, and this pagoda, it's the pagoda that was like borrowed in the scenery of the Prudent Administrator's Garden from yesterday. Yep. A few hundred meters ahead and I'll be at the museum. Not really sure if the sound can be recorded down, but there are bells at the site of this pagoda. Yep, and you can see that as the wind blows, the bells are moved and you can hear the sound of the bells. Yeah, from where I am standing across the road. I know there used to be some pagoda like this in Nanjing, but it was destroyed in war. So this one is the one that's left standing. I have reached the museum. Actually, this thing is a good place to take photos, but well, I will not destroy this scenery with my poor photo taking skills. So now I am in the Silk Museum. According to the introduction, Chinese has been using silk and breeding silkworms ever since around 6,000 years ago. And these are jade carvings of silkworms. They are excavated in 16th to 11th century BC, 3,000 years ago, more than 3,000 years ago. And these are replicas of silk products from 5th century BC. That's the pattern on this silk. This type of silk is called jin, and this type is called sha. I'm thinking it might be the thickness of the... Yep. These are the replicates of the silk that's excavated in tombs from the Warring States period, which is around 3rd century BC. This is a replica of the most well-known representative silk weaving of that has been excavated. It's been excavated in Xinjiang, and yeah, you can read this for yourself. This is a replica, and the original is probably in National Museum in Beijing or something. Or maybe it's in Xinjiang. But anyway, it's not here. These are the different textiles that have been excavated in Xinjiang. Some are real, like the actual thing, but some are replicas. This is a replica of a jin silk and the original one is from the Tang Dynasty. You can see the colors, the patterns, and for the jin silk, all these pictures, they are not embroidered, they are woven into it, so that makes the techniques to produce this type of silk very complicated, and this is one of the most expensive type of silk in the past. I think it's still very expensive now. This is another replica of the Tang Dynasty original silk. Yes, it's another jin silk. These are the real jin silk that's remaining, that is from the Tang Dynasty. And it's excavated from the Shanghai province. Yep, and well, 1,000 years ago, and you can still see that there are some colors from it. Here are more replicas. This one is another Jin silk, and these are all from the Tang Dynasty. And this one, it's the Sha silk, and you can see that it's translucent. Yep, it's also made from like silk, but obviously this and this, the thickness is different. This is a type of juan, and these are dyed, so the pictures on it, they are dyed on, so this one is not a very the most expensive type of silk, but silk in general is precious and expensive. This one is it's also a silk, remains from the Yuan dynasty. Yep, slightly less than 1,000 years ago, and this is the one that I can see with the patterns that it's still visible on the camera. This one and this one, they are from the Southern Song dynasty, but I can't really see anything remaining. But these patterns, they are those that have been recovered from the silk by technical measures. This one, these patterns, they are still very visible because they are embroidered onto the silk, and these are from Inner Mongolian. So you can see this type of exchange in commodities during that period of time. This is an actual remain of silk from the Ming Dynasty, because this is still not that long ago, so the colors are still very much vivid. Yes, there is this silk museum in Suzhou because Suzhou was one of the big centers of silk production in China, which is why, yep. And Suzhou is also known for its embroidery, which is, I'm not really sure if it's very well known worldwide, but it's definitely very famous in China. This is a real remaining of a robe from the Ming Dynasty. It was excavated in a tomb, which I think is probably why the colors have all faded. Boots. Yes, of course, these are all made from silk, which is why you can conclude that the owner of this tomb is probably very rich, very of status. This is a drawing of the machine that's used to produce silk textiles. Yep. You see, Jiangning, anyway, silk production, the Qing Dynasty. Jiangning is Nanjing now, and Suzhou and Hangzhou, these are the typical silk fabrics for the royals. And of course there will be like small production for like the commoners, but mainly it's for the royal courts. This is the real remains from the Qing Dynasty, a real robe, and because it's very the date is very near, so it still looks very colorful. Yep. This is another coat, but it's like the outer coat, so it's not as thick as the previous one. Other than clothes and shoes, silk is also used for like purses. And also to make drawing, I mean not really drawings but pictures, and these are just put onto the wall for decoration. This one is embroidery for the god of longevity, and it's embroidered on a piece of silk. Nice, and there is like a bit of reflection of light. Not really from this, but when you hear it yourself, you can see the reflection of light. Look, take a look at these shoes. In the past, women are supposed to actually fold their feet such that they can fit in this type of shoes. And to do that, you will have to break the bones on your feet. Ever since the girl is like, I don't know, since very young. And she'll eventually be able to fit her feet into like this kind of shoes. These are probably for like very young girls, and these are for grown-ups. Just as a comparison, this is my hand. But of course, these are for women who are of like either very rich or they have a very high status, so they don't really have to work. And commoners, poor people, farmers, women in these kind of families, they will probably not be able to do this because it's very hard. It's very hard to walk or even do anything with your feet like that. So common people, they don't really do this because of practical reasons. So we are now going to see the whole production of silk thing. Anyway, this is a wooden shelf for silkworms. These are fake. These are real. Silkworms. And they eat like a special type of I forgot the name of the leaf, but it's a special type of leaf, and if you can recognize the leaf, and mulberry leaves. Yes, they eat mulberry leaves. And these, they are the real cocoons for, oh my god, why are they? Why are they like silkworms here when they are not even in the cocoon? But anyway, so cocoon. And these, they are the origins of like silk. Yep. So these fibers that make up the silk cocoon, they are silk. These, if I'm not wrong, are eggs of silkworms. I'm really not a fan of insects, any type of insects, so these are the mulberry trees, like mulberry leaves. Because now we will be looking at the machines to weave the silk. And for the breeding of silkworms, it usually starts in March. I mean the third month of the lunar calendar, and the silkworms usually become cocoons in around the 5 or 6 months, and then the weaving of silk will start in the 7th month. These are all the different type of machines. I mean, of course, they are rather modern. I'm not trying to find any machines that are like from the ancient times, a replica of the ancient machines, but nope, not here. This is the layout of the courtyard of this museum. Doesn't it remind you of the gardens that I went to the previous 2 days? As previously mentioned, Suzhou is one of the 3 places where government-run weaving industry is held. This is the gallery of these officially run silk production. Suzhou Zhizao, which is this agency for silk weaving in Suzhou. A replica of everything. So officially run silk production in Suzhou has started in 5th century BC. And the first proper official agency for weaving is in 1102. And then it has been continuing all the way until 1906, where they stopped this official silk weaving thing because the Qing dynasty government at that time is really a bit which is probably why they stopped it. I have no idea exactly. I'm just guessing. And the reason why they chose Suzhou and Hangzhou and Nanjing for this silk production thing, because just in case you didn't know, that these 3 places are actually very near. The furthest distance is between Nanjing and Hangzhou, which takes about 3 hours of high-speed train to get to. And the weather in this area of China is very suitable for mulberry trees to grow. Which that is the food for the silkworms. So, it's very convenient to set up these official silk weaving agencies in these areas. This embroidered festive robe, more silk cloth. More. Okay, I'll have to say that my phone camera is really horrible. You can't really see the whole, I know how to say, but the color is weird. The whole I know this thing just looks weird on camera. Or it looks weird on my camera. This is a real thing from the Qing dynasty, and it's donated by the Palace Museum. So this is actually a real piece of silk woven for the royal court in the Qing dynasty. This is a piece of Jin silk from the Qing dynasty that it's woven, and it's also donated by the Palace Museum. It's donated by the Palace Museum. Now we will be at the gallery for the Republican periods, which is actually from 1911 to 1948-49, before the establishment of People's Republic of China. And by this time, there are no more officially government-run silk weaving agencies, so these are all from communists. After that time, so there's a Western Industrial Revolution, and advanced operation and technologies and traditional work has a very big impact on traditional workshops, and the birth of modern mills. It totally changed the silk industry. But still, silk is still very expensive and is sort of a more do you call it a high-end commodity? Now we are in this area of Suzhou embroidery. That is actually a Suzhou embroidery museum, but I don't have time to go there. These are embroidered houses. Look, this painting, this picture, it's embroidered. Not really sure if you can see the individual lines, but it's embroidered and it's wow. These are like different techniques for embroidery, but no, you can't really see it clearly on camera. You have to see it for yourself. Different techniques giving different pictures. And these are all, yes, this is embroidered. Okay, I'll see if I can make it a bit clearer. Yeah, I think this is a bit clearer. You can sort of see the bit of thread and the embroidery. Now I'm in this modern silk art exhibition in the Silk Museum. Because it's about modern silk production in Suzhou and the uses of the silk. Heavy silk. No, they're thick silk. Okay. These are the modern textile, silk textile that's been produced. Modern machinery and maybe not the most modern one, but more modern machinery and maybe more production techniques. And you can see that there will be like so much more possible colors. This is a bright gown. Made of silk. Now there's more R&D in silk, and this is elastic silk thread. Interesting. There are like lots of different type of polyester vascular prosthesis. Wow. Didn't know that there'll be so much used to silk for teens. Colorful silk thread. Wow. These are the new silk textiles. Possibilities of silk with modern technology. Pouches. What's that? The stuff. Bags. Boxes. This is part of an exhibition of a single fashion designer. Her name is Lu Yue. Yep. And the clothes she designed. Wait, is this supposed to be a piece of a dress? What on earth? Right. It's supposed to look like this when you wear it. What can I say? Interesting. I never really got or understood all these kind of trending fashion designs. I just think that they almost never appear on a daily basis. You don't really see them wearing these kind of dresses onto the street, right? It's more for the taste, for like what fashion shows and maybe for celebrities, so going on to presentation ceremonies or something. Yep. And these look more like normal, more for daily wear. But more corsets. What's the problem with corsets? Okay, so I still have some time before going to the train station. I have decided to come into this temple with that, Bao'en pagoda. This is the oldest temple in Suzhou. Yeah. I have just entered this temple, and this is open free of charge, and they give 3 incense for everyone coming into the temple, and you can just, these 3 are mine. This one I put this down. I literally put it this down. And this is the pagoda. And this one, this is called the Laughing Buddha. There are usually one statue of this Buddha in every temple, and it usually comes in the hall before the hall of the Great Buddha. Yep. Is the sound of the bells obvious? Because it's quite quiet in here. And I can hear it quite clearly here, like when I'm here. Okay, I don't think we can go inside the pagoda, but we can make one round in this first story. Okay, now I am at the Suzhou train station, and my Suzhou trip has ended, and I'm going to be on my way back to Shanghai. Yay.